The Jim Crow era was one of struggle, not only for victims of violence, discrimination, and poverty, but by those who worked to challenge or promote segregation in the South. Various individuals, organizations, and events played key roles in shaping their history.
The Jim Crow laws were state and local laws in the United States enacted between 1876 and 1965. They mandated racial segregation in all public facilities with a supposedly separate but equal status for Black Americans. In reality, this led to treatment and accommodations that were usually inferior to those provided for white Americans, systemizing a number of economic, educational, and social disadvantages.
Some examples of Jim Crow laws are the segregation of public schools, public areas, and public transportation, and the separation of restrooms and restaurants for whites and blacks. The U.S. military was also segregated.
In the case of Plessy v. Ferguson, Plessy's lawyer argued that the Separate Car Act violated the 13th and 14th Amendments to the Constitution. In 1896, the Supreme Court of the United States heard the case and held the Louisiana segregation statute constitutional. The Plessy decision set the precedent that separate facilities for blacks and whites were constitutional as long as they were equal. State-sponsored school segregation was declared unconstitutional by the Supreme Court of the United States in 1954 in the Brown v. Board of Education.
Generally, the remaining Jim Crow laws were overruled by the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Act Right of 1965.